Happy Monday, everybody. All right, who is ready for the fun activity that nobody gets excited about called prospecting? So, I find something really interesting about this. And, to keep in context, I think is the most important thing is reaching out to people they already know you, they already like you, they already trust you. And out of all the real estate professionals in the world that they could have worked with, they chose you. So staying in touch with them is really simple. And I understand in our minds, we don't want to bother people. We don't want to inconvenience people. We don't know what to say. We don't want to be too salesy. We don't want to be pushy. We think we forgot about them. And just remember that these people who are your clients in your community have shared all of this personal stuff with you because they want a relationship with you. Half the stuff that people share in the process of buying a home, they don't need to share, right? That's not something that's required or necessary. And, it's like choose your heart, because here's the thing. If you don't call these people, do you know what happens? You could not have the money you want. You could have to charge things on credit cards. You have to say no to yourself and other people, or you find yourself charging things on your credit card to maintain social status, right? Because you should look like you need these things when in reality you don't, or they're not in your budget. You could end up in debt. You could miss your IRS payment, right? Because you're spending all your money and you don't save money for taxes. These are all real world things, right? So while calling people can be uncomfortable and suck, you know what really sucks? Being broke and not having money and being in debt. So the reality is, if you contacted 5 people every day and had conversations, you'd never not have money in your business. It's a pretty simple solution. And in the end, like, what are you really doing? You're calling, emailing, texting, writing, making videos to people that you know, to have coffees, lunches, dinners, happy hours, events with things that are enjoyable. Short beats meeting random anonymous strangers at vacant homes from people you meet online, right? Imagine if we went back like 10 years ago and said, your life and your career will be meeting random anonymous strangers that you meet online in vacant homes to really maximize the safety in your life. Said no person ever. So these sessions of what you're learning here and what you're doing are so important. Parker, I'm going to just unmute you for a second. And I appreciate you being here 2 weeks in a row. Andrew, can you give me host access as well? And Parker, I don't know if you can unmute yourself or.
I can.
Can you tell us before this how often you actually did reaching out to people?
I'm really embarrassed to say this. I've been practicing real estate since 2019, the end of 2019, and I've never done that. Like I did do it organically, but like I never had like a system of prospecting, reaching out. I think that I'm probably really good at keeping in touch with people, but like never like super organized and regimented about it. But like I just noticed jumping on these calls with you, like how important prospecting was to you and into your mind. And so I just started doing 5 a day since I started the program. And one, it's way easier than I thought it was going to be. Two, I like I can't even tell you how many people like just reach back out because I'm sending them like just like, hey, how you doing? Drove by your house. I do those videos all the time. I'm sending them emails, like value add emails. It's just I'm rambling now, but I just want everybody to know how easy it is and how much people that you took care of love you. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. And look, real estate and your goals are an annual business, right? I would say coaching is a faith-based process. You have 3 things: discipline, consistency, and patience. Discipline is doing and keeping the promises you make to yourself. Consistency is doing those things regardless of how you feel. Patience is knowing that if you do this every day, it's going to work out in the end. You plant enough seeds, eventually a garden will grow. But if you're not planting any seeds and you have all your hope on these one seeds, it doesn't work. So with that note, pick up your phones, emails, texts. If anyone has a specific situation where they need information, a script, or what to do, drop it in the chat and I'll provide it for you. By the way, everyone, look at, let's see, who is a good name? Parker McCarthy, DC, Suzanne, Los Angeles, Maria, Lake Bluff, right? Look at Corey, add your geographic location, Brad Coy, San Francisco, Roger, San Francisco Bay Area, my man Rob Del Greco, Boston, right? So if people start seeing you, Ann Alvarez, San Francisco, if people start seeing your name and face, you're not going to build the Compass community and referral opportunities being a real estate agent coaching in the witness protection program with the black screen. So I understand sometimes people are on treadmills and they're doing stuff and everything else like that. Who cares, right? Like show people how you're smart. And, like if I was doing prospecting and it was possible and it was in my schedule, I would walk on a walking treadmill and I'd do it. If I was setting up videos, I would do it differently. Parker, make sure when you do the videos that other guy's sign isn't in the background with his phone number. Obsessive about the details.
I usually do it on a really nice day in my car, and I like have the sunroof open, so it's really good lighting. So it just looks like I'm in anybody's neighborhood, and I make it really general. I just say like, "Hi, how are you?" Like, instead of their name, and then I can send it to like 5 people instead of 1.
Yep. And when you do it from your car, there's a certain authenticity factor to I just drove by. So, all right, everyone, smile, dial, email, text, drop your scenarios in. Brad has his first one. I was given 5 warm leads from a client. I called all and only one answered. I'd like to send a text to them. I would send video text, Corey, and who's the person that gave you the warm leads?
A client that I sold his house, became friends with, and like just raves about me.
So share with me more context of what he told you about these 5 people.
Yeah, so I called him, and I'm not good at asking for referrals. Like I just never did it. So I started to do it, and I was like, man, I hate this stuff. And he's like, listen, I can I want to help you. He's like, there's like nobody in our community moves. And so it's a tough place that's what he told, he's like, these people aren't going to move, they're lifers, but they're ingrained in the community. So here's 5 people, give them a ring, man, and tell them that I gave you your info, and do your thing. And so that's how I got their info. I called all 5 and left messages, didn't hear back. One of them I talked with and had built a relationship, like a small relationship with. But the other ones, I left messages and never got a response. And so I would like to reach out via a text message, saying, hey, our mutual friend.
So here's your message. Ready?
Yep.
My name is Corey. I'm a real estate agent with Compass. I have I got your information from whatever your friend's name is. Just want to put a face to the name. I'd love to grab 15 minutes, and whether it's through a phone call, Zoom, or over a cup of coffee, and learn more about your goals and expectations in finding home in whatever area it is. And that's it. I would leave it at that.
But they're not looking for a home. They're living in a home that they are probably never going to sell, or not going to sell for a long time, which was part of the conversation I had with my client. Like he's like, these people aren't moving anytime in the near future.
So then why did he give you their names?
Because they know people in the community who may be moving, right? And it's just that networking within the community. So like,
right, you need to add a benefit to why you're contacting them that you can add. So think about something strategic that you can give people as part of being in the community. Or the other one is, it's like, hey, hey, my name is Chirag. I'm a realtor with Compass. Corey, your mutual friend and neighbor, gave me your information. I have a lot of clients that move to the area. I'd love to just pick your brain for 10 or 15 minutes to see what you love most about living in this neighborhood and area, as it would be helpful to people I work with. If you're open to it, I'd love to get to know you, take you out for a cup of coffee. If there's anything I can help you with ever, please let me know. And I would say, I know you're busy, so no need to respond. Just wanted to reach out.
And do this video, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Miriam, that's perfect.
I have a question, a scenario. It's Ela.
Say your name one more time.
Ela.
Ela. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I said farming postcards to my farm. Uh, and so this is it goes like they get a QR code. If they scan it, they kind of get values like a comps of properties that have sold around their property. And my February one just went out, and two people have already scanned those postcards. So I just want to figure out how should I reach out to them. Should I send them a C? I don't have their email IDs or phone numbers, but I have their postal addresses.
So one, it's 50-50, right? You want to try it if an opt-in is required. I'd send them a handwritten note,
Mm-hmm.
and say, hey, I saw that I saw that you're interested in home neighborhoods. If it would be helpful, happy to create and provide a personalized equity analysis based on your home's unique features and benefits.
Right.
If that would be helpful, please let me know.
Okay. So rather than directly sending them the equity analysis, it's better if I give them an
Yeah,
opening to reach out.
don't sit here. Don't give away all your beautiful brain information. Just like you got to remember, if you're a high-end brand and service, they don't ever just give away what people pay for free. Right.
Gotcha.
And in doing it, you can say, look, if they do like, I'm happy to chat to on the phone, just say, look, there are a lot of different variables in this. So I'm happy to prepare it and just come by for 15 minutes and share it with you. And I have zero expectations of anything besides just providing you valuable information.
Right. Cool.
And
Okay.
so then some people might say, what do you get out of it? I would say simple, relationship.
Right.
I like to believe that if people can actually see the experience of what it's like working with me, even without working with me, they may never move in their life, but some of my best clients have come this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the
Okay.
value.
All right. Thanks. And another win to share. I had a buyer seminar on Saturday, and people actually showed up, which I wasn't expecting. And I got one. I already have one client from it. So reach
Yes.
out. It works.
Look, there's one of my favorite quotes. It's like, the harder you work, the luckier you'll find yourself to be. All right. Now, Renee, open house things. So here's the thing about open houses. Make sure that all these people you're sending emails to, you actually want to work with, right? Like there's a forced sign-in aspect to it. But I also believe if you eat samples at Costco, you got to walk through the store, right? So they're either going to opt in, want to work with you, or say never contact me again. And both of those are 100% okay. But in terms of the people, the goal of an open house is to get one unique fact that you can refer to. If you don't have any unique facts, you could just write them an email and says, off-market opportunities. Hey, it was great meeting you at 123 Main Street. Just wanted to connect to see if you're only looking at homes on the market that are available to everybody, or would you be interested in learning about some off-market opportunities that could help you reach your goals? You should get a response. But cold leads, you have to follow up with them 8 times, a lot of them, before they message you. All right, everyone keep prospecting, drop your question in. I just need to get a plug from my computer. 1 second. Larry, give me some more context, brother.
One of the other people suggesting how to go about avoiding using the word following up. I'm following up. I'm following up.
Exactly. You need to share a statement that's in the absolute benefit of their goals, expectations, needs, wants, desires. As soon as you hear the word following up, it just kind of tunes out, right? Unless it's somebody that will appreciate that kind of follow-up.
The context is you reach out to either a potential buyer or an old client, and I've heard everything from 1, 2 to 7, 8 times till you can have some sort of connection and success.
You don't need to contact your past clients 8 times, right? So you just share the message, and you always just say, no need to respond. I know you're really busy. I was just thinking about you and wanted to share this message.
And in terms of a new buyer that is not responding after you send them, I would say actually the context is, at what point do you say enough's enough and stop sending them listings?
6 to 8 touches, but if they never ask you to send them listings, don't create a search for them and send them listings.
Well, there was initially, and then they kind of like fade away. I mean, there are those clients that you work with for either, 3 weeks or 3 years.
Yep. I just think that sometimes if you have something valuable to check in with them about, then I would. Other than that, I would just eventually just in a monthly thing. But the check-ins have to be personalized, right? So if you haven't gathered a bunch of data on them and everything else, so if I worked with you and everything else, and then a house just came on the market that reached a lot of my goals, I'd say, hey, Larry, I remember one of the things you're most excited about is finding a home that had these types of features or experiences you have just popped up. You're still in the market. Let's see what they say. But if they're ignoring you, put your energy, I would say, before you put all your energy to cold leads, make sure all the people that already know, like, trust, and has worked with you that you've earned compensation from are well taken care of and connected with.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just remember, you want to be a person that adds value and not a person that people can consider a pest. But also squeaky wheels get the oil. Susan, can you give me some more context?
Sure. I'm in Austin, and close in Austin area, if the house is more than maybe 5 years old, the norm is just to tear it down. We're talking, definitely luxury end. No matter, I mean, somebody can go in and redo their house, but since it's not a new build, it's going to be torn down. So how do you explain to a client who loves their house but downsizing that they're not going to get 15 million for their house because it's not new? Even if they update it, they probably won't get more than lot value, which is going to be closer to 3, without making them feel, I mean, they kind of get it, but it's kind of a hard conversation, and we have it a lot here.
I don't think it's, hold on, let me see, that's tomorrow. What's with buyers? Well, number one, it shouldn't be hard to have because you have nothing to do with what other buyers are willing to pay for homes.
Right.
Right. So one, it's acknowledging, I know you love your house and I see all the details you put in this, and that you control, I control, no one controls. That's really important to do with these people. And you could say, look, can either one of us control what your neighbors are willing to accept for their homes? No. Can either one of us control what buyers are willing to pay for homes, as well as the choices they make after they purchase a home? No. So would it be okay if we looked at this data objectively and made the best financial decision for you and your family?
Okay.
The more you try to explain it, convince them, if I understand, but this is like this, the more they're going to blame you.
Right. They've already, I mean, their houses in their neighborhood selling for over 15, but they're all new construction, and they've all been, torn down. Hers is probably built in the 80s.
Is it updated?
And not enough. And even if she went in, I mean, she would literally have to take it to the studs for somebody to pay her that much money. I mean, any of these houses.
So I would just say to her simply, it's like, look, based on what other buyers are willing to pay for homes, this is the same data they have access to. If you're objectively looking at your home through the eyes of a buyer, why would you pay $15 million when these other homes are available? And why?
Right.
And that can be able to
Okay.
justify.
Okay.
But it's the whole part that I want everyone to realize. This is a great question. It's walking them through that process. Do you notice at no point I was like, this is not going to happen. You can't do that. And like, this is not, all that stuff. They just feel uncomfortable saying it. It feels like, you're not in agreement with them. You're not in alignment of them. It's not in their benefit. And they just say to them, like, if this is not what you're comfortable with, then is there another option of renting it or staying in the home? Because based on what other buyers are willing to pay, and that 100% of the homes that aren't new builds are torn down, based on that information, what do you think is best for you?
That makes sense.
Just got to practice. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Roger, in an email that you could provide people is, hey, it's Roger. Thanks for stopping by my open house. I would love to collaborate with you in the future. If you have any off-market properties, I'm going to add you to my database. Please share. And if you'd like, I can do the same when I get off-market deals in the areas as well, too.
Thank you.
Yep. That's a clear two-way value proposition. All right, we have 3 more minutes. Make it count. Anyone drop in the chat if they had a win from their calls, emails, texts, or videos from the day. Yes. I love it when people let clients go, bad clients go. Just remember the quote: the harder you work, the luckier you'll get. And look, I'm telling you, if you did nothing else in this coaching program but come here 1 to 2 times on Mondays, you'd have a great experience. Something happens when you make these calls. This Parker has identified, and many of you have as well too. It's like people like hearing from you. They didn't share all this information with you for no reason. All right, everyone, it's 1 p.m. Continue your week with passion and purpose. Realize that each day you have an opportunity to deepen your relationship with 5 different people. Who are you going to choose? As those who love my heart, I love you all. Tomorrow we have sharing the market with buyers. If you like my ninja scripts, I'm telling you, I got some good stuff for this. We'll be talking about, I want a deal. I don't want to overpay. I'm waiting for rates to come down. All of those different hallucinations. Thank you, John. So I will see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye.